Ho, ho, ho. Merry Blattmas, everyone. And some people and some animals respond well to that, and others don't. And just like that, it was another year past, and here we are on the Bladtcast. I came up with that right now when I opened my mouth. It rhymed. I had no expectation of putting any kind of rhyming couplet together. Welcome to, as pointed out in the chat by Raging Rhino, Bladtcast 469. And I think it's something we can probably all agree with. We're all 469, I don't know that anyone wants to speak up and be anti-69. And if you are, this is not the place for those views. We try to be fairly open-minded in terms of our discourse here, but we will not stand for anti-69. What
about being pro 96? Because I think farting on the back of each other's heads is the most intimate thing you can do.
There's nothing that says Christmas more than that. And what a perfect moment for our friend Lynn B to pop into the chat. Wow. And Lynn B has nominated Will for the next James Bond. And
not British.
I think, but you could do the accent. We've heard it.
It's weird to me that we're fine casting Brits in every superhero role ever, but anybody in the UK is like, nobody who isn't British can be Doctor Who, can be Bond, can be. They're like, fuck you.
Let's just do it.
But we'll let all our people be Superman and Spider-Man and Batman and double standard.
And I guess this is a request from Lynn. Always good to. Whether that doesn't make the dogs bark, and Raging Rhino is going to censor himself in respect of Lynn B. We appreciate that. So there's a couple of things that we're for here. We're 469, Bladtcast 469. This is our super special Bladtcast Christmas extravaganza. We'll see how extravagant it gets as we go along. But the other thing that I think we all feel fairly strongly about, something that year in, year out continues to be, I don't know, somewhat controversial, but I don't think it should be even remotely controversial. And it is, of course, the idea that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I think we all know that. I think everybody knows that. I wrote this on Twitter probably about a week ago. I don't trust people who don't think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It has Christmas songs in it, including one of the greatest Christmas songs of the latter 20th century, Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. There are a number of Santa hats, not just in the one that I'm sharing visually for our YouTube audience. It's at Christmas time.
I was going to say, is that their fucking Christmas party?
Yeah, it's the Christmas party.
My controversial opinion, which gets people really pissed off, but I still will hold to it very firmly. Harry Potter is not a Christmas movie, but we have ABC Family or Freeform to thank for showing a bunch of Harry Potter movies at Christmas time. So many people feel and believe that Harry Potter is a Christmas movie. And I'm like, you're incorrect. There's a scene that takes place at Christmas. And then some people are like, well, if that's the case, then Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. And I'm like, yes, it is. The whole movie takes place at Christmas time.
The whole movie takes place
Harry
at
Potter
Christmas.
has one scene per movie where they get presents and someone says, Happy Christmas, Harry. And then they go on about their day.
Yeah. Well, and we have established that it is a far inferior film, but Die Hard 2 is also a Christmas movie.
Correct.
Because it is also set at Christmas time.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Jeff? I felt like I strong-armed my way in there, keeping you from commenting.
No, it's fine. I think this is a very important debate that needs to be settled.
I don't know why it has to come up every year. And it's just, we should be, look, there's so much we can't agree upon as a society. I think it's time to move past this. And the best thing about, of course, this image that I'm sharing is the sweatshirt. It is the way that is read by Hans Gruber as played by Alan Rickman. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. And of course, the only person that I think that any of us know who knows more about hoes than Santa Claus is, of course, our pal Liev, who is joining us.
Whoa.
We saw him for a second, and Moo is there. And New Dog is there. And boy, I forget New Dog's name. But
doesn't matter.
a dog who's never had his day, the one and only Liev, of formerly of the Bladtcast. It is he's of course celebrating the only way that Santa would want him to.
Ho ho ho, fellas!
Liev, we revisit this every year. It continues. It rages on. It seems like it should not be controversial. Why do some people refuse to acknowledge that Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Oh, I'm not the person to ask that. I agree. I don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Well, it was nice
God.
seeing you.
Yeah, what
and
the fuck?
we'll see you again. No, come on. I mean, we just made all the cases. It's got Christmas songs in it. It's set at Christmas. It has automatic weapons. Carl from Family Matters is in it.
Oh,
The great
yeah.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's one of the single most festive movies I've ever seen.
And I'm just playing devil's advocate here, and you're
Sure.
arguing. You're making a good point. It has all the good qualities that makes it a good movie. But a Christmas movie, no. Where's Santa?
So to be a Christmas movie, it needs to have magic. Is that what you're saying?
Did you?
You have to have magic. You have to have love. You have to have that cheesy love story. You have to have Santa Claus at least involved once, twice.
Did you not see the photo that I was showing when you came in? I mean, there's Santa right there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Terrible.
what could be more Santa than a thug?
That's
for
very
hire?
actually apropos for the times. So yeah, that would be a Santa Claus fitting for the times.
Yeah, I look.
It's really sad.
I don't know if it's the Santa
It's
Claus that
really
we
sad.
need, but it's the Santa Claus that we deserve. You know, I think is
a
really-
shot to death Santa Claus.
Jesus.
I'd argue that Tim Allen's Santa Claus is the clause that we need.
You're right.
that's the clause that we all need.
Not Santa Claus the person, Santa Claus the clause.
Mhm.
Well, Liev, you're the only one who you're the most festive. I actually wanted to set up my computer in front of the Christmas tree, and then I realized that the living room was such a mess because it was just my daughter's birthday.
I think the decor in the background that you created in your off time, doing a little arts and crafts,
Yeah, clearly
is
I
very
did all
appropriate.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah,
and
these
you,
are.
and you are getting really good at Rudolph's. Good for you, Christian.
It has taken me a very long time, and David House wants to play devil's advocate and ask, did Die Hard open on Christmas? It did not. It opened July 22nd, 1988, because it's a blockbuster, and July is when you open those. So
Not anymore. I feel like blockbusters just all the time.
but
Just like Blockbusters, they're closed.
it's a great point.
If you're not busting the block,
No.
you know, what are you even doing?
Yeah. So, Liev, what is the most festive thing you've done so far this Christmas season? It seems like you're always celebrating. It seems like you're contractually obligated through your day job to do good, like fundraisers and things that, help out the less fortunate, which it's like if there weren't cameras there, you wouldn't show up, but you need to be able to prove that you did it,
Right. Anything for attention.
Right, exactly. As long as it gets more of those IG likes, that's really why you do it. If
I'm
it's
all
like,
about the followers.
yeah, if it's like, look, we can't have likes on Instagram anymore, then you'd be like, well, I don't think I can do any of these events.
I'm basically like a contestant on The Bachelor. Like I'm not there for real love. I'm just there for myself. Well, it is real love, but it's self-love.
You're trying to
Yeah.
launch your brand, is what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Our pal Raging Rhino makes a great point. Carl, who is one of the characters in Die Hard, surviving after being hung from a chain is pretty magical. There is a lot of magic in Die Hard, and I think that we can continue to share instances of that throughout the show. I'm surprised you don't have a festive beer koozie for that Coors Light.
Oh, I do. I go through them so quickly. There's no need.
There's no need.
Why would I waste my time?
Stay
It's
cold.
not like
What am I koozying?
it's not like there's any time for them to get warm, right?
No. Maybe by the 10th or 11th.
Have you
But
switched
maybe.
to Coors from Miller?
I have gone completely Coors Light. Yeah.
Oh my
Miller
gosh.
used to be the beer choice.
What happened?
I got older. I matured.
That's
Grew
a
up.
sign of maturity. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Just turned 34, so one of these days it'll start creeping.
I know, and happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks.
And,
Happy birthday to you. You turned what,
hap-
46 this year? or what
Okay,
was it?
sucker. I can't say anything.
Yes, you can. Are you not
I have
allowed
a-
to swear now on podcasts? You're going
I
to be
have
so
a-
censored.
I represent a company. I'm not allowed to.
But doesn't that,
He's-
don't people who listen to said companies' programs usually not like people who censor themselves or consider them triggered snowflakes?
You, I can't respond to that either.
That's fine.
See? Oh my God, you're cut off at the knees. They talk about
Hold
freedom,
on.
and you ain't free, my friend.
Let me have two more.
It'll only take about 5 minutes. So,
Then he's gonna have to hire a Chinese bot to take this episode down.
You want to know? You want to know what the first indicator was that I was getting old? Like I knew that I'm getting old.
What was
Is
that?
when Will posted that picture just I think it was a day or two ago about how he doesn't have control over his grays. The fact that Will Starling has gray hair out of control
So
is
many.
like, oh my goodness, because he was always the kid, you know?
oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that he was the
Now the kid's getting old.
Wait.
Yeah. What does that say
Is
about
Je- what,
about those
Jeff,
of us
how-
who
are
were
we
old
older?
timers back then?
Are you younger than me, Jeff? I thought
I'm
Jeff
older
was-
than you by a
You
couple
are?
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
My birthday's in July.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Jeff is a
but
cartoon
34, but
character.
Jeff has me on a couple
But
months.
That's fair
Liev, my biggest indication that and it does say David.
You're ageless, is what I'm saying, Jeff.
Yeah, but
You
the
can't
biggest
age when you're a
indication.
piece of shit. You just dry out.
That's not true.
Well, it's not entirely true. but it's
I
not
said
entirely
cartoon
wrong.
character, not a POS.
So
Calls him like
you know,
I sees him.
the way that I was able to get the indication that our pal Liev was getting older was the fact that you stopped posting when it was your birthday and liking the post and then sharing the post. Remember, it used to be the birthday countdown that, yes, you can text me, but if you don't post back on something called Facebook, if it's not Facebook official, you didn't really wish it to me. And I don't think there was any push for your birthday this year. Am I correct?
Yeah, there's no push when you're turning 39.
Well, wasn't that 10 years ago?
I mean, 29 was fun, and you're going to turn 30. It's not fun anymore.
No,
Birthdays have changed. You know, back in the day, I would drink with all you guys. I would invite over a bunch of people. Weird stuff would happen on the roof of my house.
Yeah,
That would be
big
fun.
stand in a Doctor Who
Now-
costume.
Now it's a very sad thing where I buy a 12-pack, I drive home, park in my garage, and I sit in my truck and drink that 12-pack so I can come upstairs before I have to take out the dogs. Happy birthday.
You got drink in
39.
secret in your car.
What's that?
I said you have to drink in secret in your car. You got a beer now, right? You're okay.
No, I don't really have to. Joking.
so you're 39 now. Like you turned 39, right? So you're
Yeah.
not, but the point is that you're in your 30s. You have to celebrate because
That's true.
I will tell you, it is a very steep cliff after this year.
Do you
It
want
is
to know
all-
how I celebrated my last 30?
Please.
We went to Vegas.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah. And of course, my fiance is 11 years younger than me.
Mm.
So we're ready. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're just trying to show up me because
A little bit.
My wife is 7 years younger than me. So you're like,
I know,
oh,
I beat you.
Yeah, you
We go out. Well, first we get into Vegas around 6, a respectable time. We check into the hotel, and we're staying at the MGM, and we know Hakkasan's there. We're like, oh, let's go to the nightclub, whatever. And we're able to get in right away because of her, not because of me. And don't have to pay a
And
cover.
because you know Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's put him on all the good lists. Yeah. You know,
We literally walk into the club at 11 o'clock, and we're gone by 11:25
Nice.
oh no.
because I'm tired.
Oh yeah. I was
Go gamble a little bit like I do. Not expensive old fashions, Will.
Oh, yes. Good.
We didn't do $1,000 old fashions because I got to be a little bit more responsible. But I was
so
in
it was
bed by like
the-
midnight.
It was like the night that Heather and I met up with you, and you had $3,000 old fashions.
Oh man, that was a bad night too.
That
boy.
was a bad night.
Thank you again for buying me food.
Well, somebody
and gas to get home.
you didn't have any money left, and that I think that was when we realized that Cracker Barrel wasn't open 24 hours. So we settled on Egg Slut, which I think was appropriate for one member of our party. I won't point out who. And Lynn B makes the point. Our pal Sarah Ricard, it was just her birthday actually yesterday. So you guys have birthdays right around Thanksgiving. And our pal Ken, TK Coltrane, who I don't know whether or not he'll be able to join us because he seems as though he's wrapped up in a few things. But his birthday is somewhere in the past week, like the 5th. I did the same thing I do every year. I always look for a new GIF with Casey Anthony, and I send it to him for his birthday. I feel like
Do you really?
that's what friends do. Yeah, absolutely. And then there was one year where I found one that was so bad, I was like, I can't even save it to my phone, and I can't even describe it to you in a text. And then so I think I think I called him and told
Describe it on a podcast. That's permanent.
Yeah. But speaking of which, by the way, TK letting us know he'll be here soon. So
I don't think he's saying he'll be here soon. He's saying he'll be there soon.
He'll be there soon. He's going to be to Vegas
before he can come.
He's going to be at Hakkasan. So the thing that I wanted to know about you, about corporate Liev, because it really seems like you've become a suit. So do we play Morgan Wallen's music, or do we not play his music? Where are we?
Oh,
at
wow. What a loaded question. I feel like could go either way right now.
I couldn't remember his name. I had to look it up. I just don't know. And if it's company policy one way or the other, I mean, that's where I know where we're at. And I don't know. I know he was supposed to be on SNL and then he wasn't, so, and, I don't really need the answer. I just like,
yeah, good.
I don't really need the answer.
No, we do play Morgan Wallen music.
Okay, well there you go. That sounds like your kind of corporation.
Again, there was a time I think where Morgan Wallen, and I've met Morgan Wallen a couple times.
I don't doubt it.
It's Wallen. Is that how you
I
say
think it was a party thrown by someone that Jeff mentioned a moment ago.
Who's that?
Well, he has my first name.
He did. It's someone with Jeff's name who did not kill himself in prison.
He's someone who likes to hang out.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God!
At this rate, Liev won't even be here when Coltrane shows up. I'm sorry. Wait, Will. I'm sorry. I was talking over you. What did you say? Sorry.
I said I like how David, of all people, is now acting aghast at the suicide of a child predator. Like of all the people, to be like, come on, guys.
Hey,
come on,
rich,
Jeffrey Epstein.
Right?
Listen.
That's a very
no. I absolutely agree that
maybe he wasn't so bad, but we do play Morgan Wallen music, so it's a little bit. There's a little bit of that.
Look, if you want to talk about, if you're comparing people,
I'm not.
I would have to say that Jeffrey Epstein.
I know
it's
that.
Not really
that's
a conversation.
No, there's no comparison. Morgan Wallen, said an egregious word that was completely inappropriate.
What did he say?
And what's that?
That's what he said.
No,
I don't know this story.
Okay, yeah, that's good, Jeff.
What does it rhyme with?
Jeffrey Epstein was a monster. I think everybody agrees with that.
Yes,
I think so.
everybody reaction to talking.
Everybody
about
except for Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton. I mean, I don't know that they think he was a monster.
No, what is happening with what's her name, Giselle Maxwell, whatever? What's happening with that case? I haven't even been following. But I hope she rots in jail.
Yeah, well, I think that's what she's been doing, and it's some very terrible descriptions coming out of it. And let's just say that she's not going to be able to say that she has plausible deniability on what was going on. She's
was anybody called out? Any kind of like high profile like figure?
They seem to be staying away from that, and I think
that's crazy to me. Why would you not? Why would that would be the first thing I would point to?
Well, Prince Andrew, it's been said that he had sex with a minor. But in terms of, like other friends, multiple friends of Jeffrey Epstein who have been president in the past, there's more than one, you don't hear anything about them. And I think it's probably because their lawyers are like, if you can't prove it, you can't say it. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have like a photo, there's a photo of that one girl with Prince Andrew. There's not photos with somebody with a former president, whether it be Clinton or Trump. So that's probably why. But also, trial's still going on. So there could be
Don't you want to cleanse your soul? Like, don't you want to? You're going to jail forever. Don't you want to come forward and just speak the truth? That has to be. Your life's done. You've done wrong. You're going to go to jail forever. Now, clean your soul and help out the prosecutors.
I mean, I don't think that's the way that Ghislaine Maxwell looks at the world.
I don't think she
has a soul to cleanse, which is, by the way, my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Soul to Cleanse.
Did you call her Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, there's a reason.
It's better than Come Av.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You know what? We've had Will a couple of times talk about how he always wonders, like, oh, is somebody going to dig up things that I said on the Bladtcast, and one day maybe that'll cancel me. And then there's usually the recognition that the majority of the first 119 episodes are not readily available on the internet. If you really dig around, you can find about 50 of them. But, really, your entire tenure on the Bladtcast was in episodes that aren't there anymore. And I think that that's probably for the best, because you remember.
Which is very unfortunate, because it was us just ragging on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that should never be recorded. And certainly times have changed. And
I mean, it was being recorded, and you were aware.
Right.
It was
and by the way, if there was anyone who could have edited anything out, it was you.
That's true.
Like, you were the one who could have edited out anything.
I did record all of them. But to be fair, by the end of it, I was like so ready to go home, because I'm like, oh my God, we're here for 4 freaking hours post show, and we're still recording this.
Yeah, well, Jeff's talked about how he did not realize that was in the job description, was to stick around for my vanity project. That is the podcast that we're doing right now, that we got to episode 469. And that was what we were talking about at the beginning, Liev, was that we were taking a stand, and we were saying that we're all for 69. And would you like to go on the record one way or the other, pro or con, or are you going to have to take the fifth on this?
In 10 days, I'm driving to Texas to see my mom and dad for Christmas, and bringing the fiance, and we're gonna have a good time. And I've opted to drive just because of the climate with the flying and everything, and the flights are unpredictable.
You're taking Route 69?
Yeah.
Route 469.
Well, it's important that we talk about the fact that Liev has gotten engaged, and I think that you were engaged. You were only on a few months ago. That's why people couldn't believe that you were going to be on today. It was like, what? Like, he was on once in the. This is like the third time you've been on in a year, and people can't believe it. But you've not only gotten engaged, but
we've been in a pandemic. I'm very bored.
Yeah, well, clearly,
You could have had a baby instead.
Yeah, I mean, that's what guys.
Don't put that on me, Sterling.
That's what guys in their 40s do. Liev, they have babies.
Soon you won't have any choices but to have the babies.
Although, actually, let me interrupt. That's what women in their 30s do, have babies. So you don't have to worry about that.
I got a couple more years.
Right. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. I forgot about the math and the sliding the abacus over. But you've gone so far as that you've announced a date, and you have a location picked out. And my favorite thing about your wedding is that it's on a Wednesday, because you know that most people aren't going to come.
That's right.
Just like your wife.
you know. I don't miss you guys at all.
Not at all.
Hey, when is this wedding?
Hey, remember how Will and I were going to drive down and hang out with you?
Yeah.
Boy, I can't remember why we couldn't go hang out with you. What happened?
I don't know. What happened?
You got COVID, dummy.
Oh, yeah.
I know it happened so many times that it's hard to remember.
No, just once. Now I got those ninja fighting antibodies.
Right.
Ninja fighting antibodies.
Right. Well, yeah. So that's
COVID is ninjas, and the antibodies fight the ninjas. Is that what you're saying?
just think, Liev, if you were a single man,
Ninja-like fighting antibodies.
If you were a single man, that's how you could flirt with the ladies at the Morgan Wallen concert. You could be like, "Would you like
Morgan Whaling?
whatever his fucking
Yeah,
name
how
is.
do you say it?
The Hartford Whalers.
Wallen.
Ghislaine.
I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
I love that you guys picked the most controversial things that I absolutely cannot talk about to bring up immediately as soon as I pop on
I'm
this
talking
podcast.
about
You have the
how
freedom
you
to
have
discuss
ninja fighting
whatever you want.
antibodies, and you could let single women know that you would be able to inject them with your ninja fighting antibodies if you were single. But because you're not able to use that as a great pickup line.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Wait, I've got an important question. What's your stance on the euthanasia coaster?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And by the way, Ken's giving props. Will's an assassin, so we appreciate that. But yeah, no, that we went to Rock and Brews without you is actually what we ended up doing.
No.
That's
When
very
Will and I-
hurtful. Which one?
Now I'm way closer to you now.
One that's actually really close to you. It was on our way down to Chula Vista, where we were on our way to see Kiss. So we figured,
Yeah, it's in Corona.
Say it right.
yeah, that was the one we went to. I think it was in Corona. Yeah, it was not far from you at all. But you were in like a tent in a hospital parking lot. They were doing chest compressions. So I was like, well, I guess he can't do tequila shots.
Yeah.
What happened to this guy now that he's almost 40? But and then maybe in the new year, again, I'm gonna be down the road from your house, but you're not gonna be there because you're going to Texas. And,
Yeah, we're driving out there.
Yeah. But you've flown. You've both flown. You and your fiance. You've decided to drive to Texas. Ken will tell you about how much fun it is to drive cross country.
Well, I've driven across country before, but it's only like a 15-hour drive.
Oh, it's only a 15-hour.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-hour flight, right?
But like there's so many morons on flights these days, and I feel like all the flights are getting delayed. It was like, well, why don't we just drive, and that way I can bring gifts and bring stuff back in my truck that's in storage at my parents' place.
All those mask-wearing sheep.
Yeah, fucking idiots on planes.
Well,
Stupid.
the way that I look at it is that there's so many idiots.
That's
on
not
planes.
how I feel.
No, what you were trying to say, Liev, was that there are too many idiots on planes. So
I'm talking about the idiots who don't wear a mask and get in a fight.
I saw the best thing. A dude got kicked off a plane for not wearing a mask, and it was the least. I was like so ready. I was like, oh fuck, people can get their cell phones out. We're gonna have one of these moments. He was hammered, and he was like, the mask was just like down here, and they kept telling him to put it on, and he just was on his phone talking really loud and kept ignoring them. And they were like, sir, we're gonna have to ask you to leave if you can't like do whatever. Kept complying, and this guy like comes over, sort of like more tough guy on the plane. He's like, sir, I'm gonna need you to ask you to come with me. And he goes, okay, and just gets up and leaves. Like zero fight at all. Like he was drunk. He's like, I know I'm gonna get kicked off. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. He just left.
The thing with these morons that keep doing this, and I totally agree. Yeah, wear a mask, respect everybody, sit on the plane. If you're gonna get drunk, pass out.
Yeah.
Don't drink and try and get in a fight. It's like this last one. I think it was just yesterday. Flight from D.C. to Los Angeles. Some guy, I don't know. They haven't come out to say why they got in a fight, but he pulled down his mask. He ripped off his shirt, which I don't know why that's still a thing. Where you rip off your shirt like you're gonna fight. I rip off mine and I got a gut, and it's like, now you can kick my ass. I'm going to leave my shirt on so I look more intimidating. But I don't understand, at this point, there's been so many of these incidents to where one, you're going to get in trouble, two, you're going to get a big fine, and three, somebody on there has a camera, you're going to be filmed, and you're going to be embarrassed later because you couldn't control your alcohol. I don't understand how... I don't care how drunk you get. You have to be able to remember at least one of those three things.
Well, I think that the lesson, and if we can give a PSA to anyone this holiday season, is that when you're flying, drink so much that you pass out. Don't stop drinking and get to the point where you're like, I don't want to wear a mask. I want to get in a fight. Yeah, exactly. That's, please drink this holiday season.
The people who get drunk enough to want to fight have so much anger in them, like they just can't pass out.
Like it's something else.
They want to fucking fight people, so they get drunk, so the guard goes down, so they get to start some shit. They're pissed off about something else. Yeah,
they're probably filled with self-hatred, and it's a self-destructive act where they're looking to get destroyed because they're both drinking themselves to oblivion, and then knowing that they don't have their capacities, trying to start a fight they'll lose.
I
I
agree
don't get that.
100%.
I'm definitely guilty of drinking too much on a flight, but I mean, I'm literally having a self party. And even during the pandemic when I flew, keep mask on, got my headphones on. I'm listening to Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed. Is that wrong?
Well, I know that if you were flying on Friday, you would be listening to Rebecca.
Never
Blatt.
mind. If I saw Will in a fight, we're getting in a fight. We're getting kicked off.
I'll fucking take my shirt off, and you're gonna look.
But-
I'm so ready.
I would say
It's not
that if you were
fair. You're-
flying
you're
on
5
if you
years
were
younger.
Flying on a Friday, you would be listening to Rebecca Black, who, of course, is the favorite recording artist of our friend Coltrane.
Hey!
I
You
think
guys
misses
got
our
trees. I wish I
Friday
had-
ritual where we would listen to Rebecca Black's Friday at a very loud volume in the studio as soon as the show was over. Coltrane, I feel like my video would get played, would get knocked down from YouTube if I tried to play it, which I'm sure you're disappointed that I can't play your theme song as you come on Rebecca Black's Friday.
Absolutely.
Alexa, play Rebecca Black Friday. Alexa, volume 10.
Volume 10.
Our pal
Oh.
Farad says now it's a party. I mean, we can't
The
hear
best
it,
part
but-
is that you're wearing a headset mic that won't pick up anything but your mouth.
Oh, Liev, yeah. You were talking about Liev, right?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
He's like, no, he's talking
No,
about
Mike.
Liev, not you, Coltrane. Yeah. It's Liev's got the
There
headset.
you go.
mic.
See.
Alexa, volume 2.
And Kame Egan is ready to rumble in the chat. Well, we're all here now, and we've talked about a lot of important things over the past half hour, but Coltrane, we're really trying to take stock from everyone. Most importantly, this is
Die Hard
Bladtcast
is a Christmas
469.
movie.
Thank you. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. We can move on from that. This is Bladtcast 469. So we're asking everyone, are you 469?
Yes.
Child.
Yes, I am.
So mature.
And now Raging Rhino
I'm an
says,
adult now.
This is like anniversary issues of Justice League or the Avengers where all the team members appear. What I love about Raging Rhino's comment is that it is
It's so wildly inaccurate.
it is directed at Marvel nerds and DC nerds. So wait, you don't consider yourself a superhero, Liev?
No!
Really? I mean, you must have kryptonite running through your veins to have fought off so many STDs in your life. I mean, when you think about it.
And lung cancer and alcoholism and a number of things.
Did you
And
quit
you-
smoking?
And you took on the Canadian
Good question,
CIA.
kind of.
I mean, that's one of our most popular stories here on the Bladtcast is how you fought the Canadian CIA. And I was going to say you won, but I think actually
Oh.
the Canadian CIA won that story.
I,
Didn't they?
I forgot about that story. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, that one's out there, by the way.
Okay, good. That's fine.
Yeah.
That one's fair. I haven't told that story in forever. I totally forgot about that.
Well, that's.
I mean, it's
that's why
Christmas.
we're
Let's
here.
go.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't even think I'd have the details accurate. I'd probably
Well, I can post the link to it. There's
no,
no, it's out there. Yeah.
no
It's
no
the-
links.
There's an episode that is called The Greatest Bladtcast Stories Ever Told. It has two stories, two feature-length stories. That one and Will's auditioning and rehearsing with Tommy Wiseau of The Room. Those are the two best, in my opinion, those are the two best stories ever told in the history of this 469
What about the All About
podcast.
EO episode?
All About EO is fantastic. I
That's
mean,
sort of
no, come on.
Thumbs
You-
down.
that's a quality. That's a top.
Roger and Ebert would give it Roper, whatever his
Well,
fucking
especially,
name is.
I mean,
He died so long
especially
ago.
now. But I mean, that's the story about Jeff doing what I think most of us always figured at some point in our life, like, pretty sure I could go home with this stripper. But then you did it. And that's why you're the real hero. I think
Well,
that
It's
that's
the
what
same
it really
move that
comes
I
down
had, like the entire time that I was being a young man in Los Angeles. Like the way I got every woman to bed was by just not trying at all. It was just being like, yeah, well, they're like, so do you want to fuck or what?
Wasn't that how you and Liev met? Was that you basically said the same thing to him?
Pretty much.
And I said, not what?
Not what?
Not what,
Ken is witnessing
but
David's now
what?
newly censored personality that he is a
Yeah.
beloved radio
Coltrane,
person.
what do you think about?
I'm just afraid of everything
Yeah, well,
and
welcome to-
everybody.
welcome
Literally, you're looking at a man scared. I'm scared of everything.
We
Well,
were all
You've
there.
got agoraphobia.
the Liev that we all knew and love and worked with, he didn't have anything to lose, really. You know,
That's not true either. I was just stupid.
But Coltrane,
I mean, I was
wanted
going
to
to
ask,
say there's some weight, but
Oh.
On that note, I'm gonna go
Nah.
pee. And I gotta
Take
say,
it
am
in
I the only
bathroom,
one
Eric
drinking?
Estrada.
Am I the only one drinking?
Yeah, I got to
I-
drive soon.
Will's got to drive soon.
Where are
I
you
gotta
going?
I got to take my dog to the vet.
And I got to
Oh.
take my kids to Mandarin class.
So yeah, I'm the only one drinking. So here's number
You are
2. By
29,
number
so-
4, I'll be walking to the bathroom with my headphones still on.
Nice.
So then that who dropped Eric Estrada? Was that you,
That was
Coltrane?
me.
Yeah, that was that. In terms of that show, I mean, that's really the crowning achievement. What do you think, Coltrane, of corporate Liev? I mean, he really has a lot to lose. I think he's never been scared like this before. You know.
I mean, it is funny because there were some times that we like where he was sort of corporate, and so like he would try to like kind of he tried to not be who he was. So this is like, and then we would of course like kind of keep pushing him there, which was always fun. So this is it's funny watching him sit there and try because he's got to think about it, and this is like the cartoon version where there should be smoke coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
I respect it. I can't do shit like that at all. So for the life of me, I can't filter myself. So
Yeah, I mean, I think
Well.
that look, he's works for a corporation. He's in morning radio. He's well rated. People like him, maybe for the first time in his life. So I can understand that. You don't want to lose out on all that. Plus, he's got a wedding to pay for. I don't know if you. I think you popped on after Coltrane, but it's in
I was
Hawaii on a
listening.
it's in Hawaii on a Wednesday. So it's funny. I just got a text and I was wondering if it was going to be him. Like, yeah, I can't come back.
Fell in.
This bathroom is let's just say taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. But and I
That
think
happens
that
when you age.
yeah, that's true. But I think that we can I think that we need to find a way that we have to crash this wedding, even though it's in Hawaii on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Do they
could
need
we
an
not?
officiant? I'm happy to officiate. Maybe I can I'll sneak us all in.
So
I
we
mean,
can,
I do know someone who lives in Hawaii, so I'm just saying
Alright.
it might be a good opportunity to drop in.
yeah, no, I mean, I think we should, and we can certainly live stream it, and here's the other thing that happens when you get old. It takes a lot longer to get that stream started. So I think that we're witnessing Liev with 39-year-old man Flo. And it's just taking a little while. Will, you're still a few years away from that. So are you, Jeff, but this is the future. I was going to tell him before, about how it really falls off a cliff after 40, and you have to take my word for it. I am the ghost of Christmas future. Like I can tell you, when it all really starts to go. Like 39 is still fine. Turning 40 is like, okay, this is fun, but then it's after that. It's like each year is really like 10. I think that's the important thing to know, Liev, is that I was explaining. With 40 around the corner, it's pretty much all over. It's turning 40 is fine. That's a fun day, but it's a very steep decline each year afterwards. You're going to feel each year, and you're going to realize that, like, oh man, 42 is a lot different than 39, and I was noticing how long it took you to go to the bathroom. Did you have a little trouble getting the stream to start? Was there a flow issue?
No, I smoked a cigarette.
That's what we like.
That was fast. You fucking ripped
That was
through
a
it.
yeah.
I know,
Well,
I gotta be quick.
I-
Are you not
And I have to
supposed
shower afterwards.
I was gonna
Is there-
say.
is there someone that is usually there at the house that perhaps
Mhm.
would not be happy to smell that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think?
So
Do you think
nothing's
that-
changed.
Do you think that she would appreciate a link to this show? Would she
Don't you
want to know
dare.
that? Ah.
So it's gonna be. Hey, David, do you need a wedding officiant?
Actually,
Listen.
Will's got experience.
have you officiated weddings?
Experienced?
Yeah, I've done like 5.
I've done 3.
Oh,
and
you
there's
have?
yeah,
You should
and there's-
officiate your
there's-
own then. You're like, do you?
and DJ my own wedding too.
Yeah,
I actually think I'm gonna ask my dad to officiate our wedding, which I think will be really cool.
Take on and off your cowboy
Well-
hat and be Cactus Dave when you need to.
Regardless of who your best man is, can we write their speech? Coltrane, that seems like a service that we could all get together. We could work over Zoom and we could
Oh, man.
craft the perfect best man speech.
That would be great.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I think that would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
I-
and
I
then
think
we
even
just,
it-
like sort of drop
I can-
in as a
there's
surprise.
no way in hell like that
We'll
would
give it
ever
to 'em.
happen.
Well, but we're gonna go.
See, here's the
we're
thing.
gonna be. We're all gonna be
You
there.
start testing the boundaries, and that might happen. I mean, because it would be funny if we just all like crashed your wedding. So I'm just saying, you can sit there and be like, it's never gonna happen, whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's not as impossible as you think. I
We're
mean,
all gonna get
it
drunk
could
enough
be
to wanna
kind of fun to drop in.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Even if you invite me, I won't go.
No, that's friendship. I love that. That's
Honestly.
It is kind of interesting. It's kind of funny, just like looking at how life like works. Like 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years, 6 years, even 5 years ago, all of you would be invited to my wedding, but we just have lost touch and not talked for so long.
I wonder why
That-
that is. It's so weird. That's so weird. It's so weird when you like try to hang out with
Yeah,
people and they're
How
like,
did that
I don't
happen?
know.
It's interesting how success changes people, isn't it?
I have not found success.
Well,
Do not be confused.
compared to before.
Compared
Yeah.
to before, the
Look,
only
this is a
the
good
most
time to
success.
remember. Look, this is.
Oh,
what it used to be
look
like.
at that.
those guys. Look at how much fun they're having.
Wow, I look like
You
a
know,
child.
Coltrane. I
You
believe this is
were a
after-
child.
Yeah, this is after. Yeah, no. Look at Will though. That fresh face, that hope and optimism.
Yeah, it's all
I mean,
gone.
right there. You know, I mean, look at that face. That. Look, I'm just gonna have to put it plainly. That's a guy who hadn't gotten divorced yet.
You're right.
I mean, look, there's 3 people in that picture who haven't gotten divorced yet. So you know, I mean, that's
I almost made a joke. Come on, do it.
And yet, look at Christian, still looking the same.
oh, bless you.
Sure.
Even though you don't mean it. Oh no, I just looked terrible back then. Is that what you're trying to say?
I didn't say anything
Yeah. Well,
outside of you just look the same. You adorable young man.
You
Yeah.
don't. You look significantly older, David. I'm sorry.
Oh, David, I legitimately thought you were saying it to me. I'm like, all right. Ouch.
I am not aging well.
Just don't dye your gray.
Shocking.
Wait, you know what? Let's go for absolute candor here. Jeff,
Uh-oh.
is Liev aging well?
What do you mean? Like,
Oh, God.
Is he
what's the
aging
definition
gracefully?
of aging well?
That
He's certainly matured. That's a good thing.
Oh, listen
Pickled
to that!
liver.
What a nice compliment.
I'll take it.
He
I mean, that's a
doesn't
pretty
look
low
much
bar.
different. I don't think he's aging poorly, if I'm being honest.
It's true.
But it's just like he's
Come over.
I'm only seeing like this much of him, so God only knows.
But to be fair, Will, you were complaining about the grays, and
no,
Liev,
not
I
really
know you have
complaining.
the
I just
hat on.
realized I was like looking at myself
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit, there's a fucking way more than I thought there
Yeah.
was.
No,
Yeah.
because there's times where you know certain lighting. That's when I realized that I'm like, oh, I have a lot more of them. Like this lighting I have right now, you know, you actually don't see them. And honestly, yours, I don't think we even notice. But Liev, Will, you know, you guys, you can talk about getting older all you want, but you still got full heads of hair. So Liev, you've got that going for you, which is
I'm
nice.
completely bald. I'm Coltrane bald underneath this Santa hat.
I'm not talking about from the
You've
waist
never
down.
looked this good, bald.
Also true. Also true.
Is that a
Rachel,
bald
just saying.
choice or is that a bald like life?
I mean, it's both.
Bald life.
Because
A little bit of both.
I started
right?
Fair enough.
I had dreads when I was in college, and then I just like shaved it all off, and ever since then it's just sort of been on the just shaving my head. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that
like, I started doing it a long time ago.
I think Michael Jordan made
sense.
shaving your head cool, but if you remember before he shaved his head, there was a lot less to shave than when he was in college. You know, I mean, it was going quick.
I think
for
everyone knows that a
NBA.
black guy can shave their head, and if a white guy shaves their head, then something's wrong. Like,
Hey,
you
Liev, you
better-
want to comment
you better
on that?
be balding,
Is that-
or else you're.
Yeah, do you want to say
like,
anything that we can clip out and post on social media in response to what Jeff just said?
Yeah, really contextualize this the right way.
I don't think I can do any more of these because there's so many things I want to say, and I just can't.
Well, that just means you're going to have to hang out with us, and
Yeah.
you know,
Only I guess we've really drifted apart, as you said. So we
yeah,
probably
that was a great point.
Yeah.
I know that. You know, and you know, there's only one of you on the show who was at my wedding, so fuck three of you.
Wait a minute.
But,
I didn't even know you then.
Coltrane was. That's not really the point now, is it, William? You know, the fact that you didn't know me then isn't really an excuse. Coltrane was there. He sat at a table with
Damn
Sabes,
right.
Munga,
That was a lot of fun.
Salmon. And
Oh my
Andrew
God,
Breitbart.
those are all names I haven't heard in forever.
Yeah. That was the cool table. I've got a picture with that table.
What
Yeah,
was
right.
the Swami
Yeah,
was there?
Sabes, Munga, Salmon, his then wife, and the Breitbarts were there too. So
Oh, Andrew.
yeah. So let's see. So I wanted to bring up some comments from the chat. Raging Rhino, Dad officiates the wedding. This is Liev's wedding. If anyone has cause why this woman should not marry this man, let them speak now. Anyone? Anyone at all? Don't.
They're
be
not
shy.
invited.
We got time. Well, that's Raging Rhino. And Raging Rhino also feels like Jeff is being very diplomatic when I asked him if Liev was aging gracefully. Cam Egan says the hotel she and her husband got married at was holding Family Feud tryouts, and all of the 3 rounds of contestants and game show staff crashed our wedding. We actually had people crash our wedding, but it was just like 2 guys that just tried to like sit down, and it was like
That was actually me and Will.
that would've
You had no idea at the time.
I did
See?
have no idea at the time.
Yep.
We were infiltrating your life.
Yeah, well done. You were definitely a part of it for a while there, but you're right. He has moved on from all of us, really. So you're driving to Texas. That's going to be, your big celebration there. And Will, are you going to go visit some family in Ramona, or what are you up to this year?
Gonna go to San Diego one of those days, see Casey's parents. And then
I assume with your now wife, Casey,
Yes.
not just go
Yeah.
see her parents. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
by myself.
By the way, congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. If it makes
What
you
made
feel
you
better,
guys wanna-
Literally, no one was invited to my wedding.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
Like,
well,
literally.
smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it.
it was a quick decision. Then we're just gonna see some friends because she's been like, I've seen her on and off, but she hasn't seen anybody back from here for like 4 months. So we're just gonna kind of
Yeah.
like.
Well, I'll just point out again that I still haven't met her, but that's okay.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, I think I want to try to get some big gathering.
Yeah.
I mean, people will
Hey!
meet her at our wedding party whenever that happens. That Bujenski won't be invited to.
Oh.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
It's only
We're
fair.
gonna
I
play it by
stole
ear.
Nicole. I'll probably steal this one too.
I gotta be careful. I gotta watch out for you. And look how well it turned out for you and Nicole.
Yeah.
Oh, she left me for what's his name.
Clint
Do you guys still
Howard?
talk out of curiosity?
No, I haven't talked to her in like over a year or so. We're not like we're not on bad terms. There's just not really any real reason.
There's
to.
just not much to talk about. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I get
It's-
it. I love that you guys still follow each other though. That's very mature. Very cool.
What on,
You
on
had to
Instagram?
have looked this up at some point to know.
No, honestly, I did, and it was actually not too long ago. It was probably 6 months ago, and it was something on something you posted popped up, and I was like, I wonder. And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, damn, good for them.
Doesn't I mean
Because
whatever.
you were moving fast with Casey. You guys like fell in love quick.
No,
we
no, no,
did.
no,
I mean,
no.
I was single for a couple of years. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I dated people on and off, but I had time away for a couple of years. She and I started dating January 2020.
No, I don't mean you moved on from Nicole quickly. I know that
Oh,
took time.
yes,
you
I mean,
you
we're
you and
married now.
Casey moved on quick. Yeah,
Under 2 years, yeah, and we're already married.
that's good, man.
Listen,
I'm happy for you.
special person.
Jeff, I think that Jeff's like me, and he appreciates, sometimes the women in our life. It's good to make them wait for a little while, right? I mean, isn't that really isn't that the manly approach? Really, is like, what's the rush? It's that was the way I looked at it. In any case.
I mean, it doesn't really make much of a difference to me, like being married or not married. It just is kind of, in my opinion, other than like the legal documents of it, it doesn't really make any fucking difference in your relationship. So if your relationship's good, then whatever. If you need the documents, then go for it. Otherwise,
can I assume that it's something that's not hugely important to Natasha, aka Agent Romanoff?
I'm sure she wants to get married, and I've told her like I'm fine getting married. Neither of us are in a rush to do something that makes no real difference other than saying you're married or whatever. Because we've been together for almost 6 years now, so it's like we're fine.
Yeah,
Has it been 6 years?
Your anniversary will be coming
goodness.
up because you guys met on New Year's Eve, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Well,
Yeah.
but
Nice.
Coltrane, the real smarts is just continuing to be a man about town.
that's right.
Can we live vicariously through you, and you can be the coxman we all wish we were?
I mean, sure. I mean, for me, it's kind of great. Like, I love like my house. I love living alone. Kind of nice.
Sure.
Did get late on my birthday, so not like I'm not worried about it. Like, I can have sex when I want to, but
Pretty sure I got late on your birthday
With a
too.
robot.
With a robot.
soon, not yet, but soon.
Yeah, I know we're this close.
Edging.
Yes, we're edging ever closer. You've been at the house for a while, and Coltrane and Liev are clearly the most festive of the two of us because I have children's decorations from the last 5-6 years. And I have a tree, but it's down there, and it was so messy. I was just like, I really can't sit my laptop up over here. But now I wish I had, because and then Will's got a bunch of books behind him, so Will just looks super smart. And
No,
Jeff, you just look like you've been working all day. So
Accurate. I have lights, you just can't see them. I could get them to strobe some colors that'd make it more festive.
I would like that.
Oh,
Hey, there we go.
DJ Tanner.
Where's the ecstasy?
DJ Light.
Is there going to be a specific brand of ecstasy handed out at the Liev nuptials in Hawaii next year? Is there going to be a special?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the reason if Jeff and Natasha ever get married, the very unique strain of whatever they'll have grown in some grow house in New England, I think it'll be well worth. They'll probably get married out here because Natasha's family's out here. But I mean, the strain of weed that Jeff would provide to attendees at his wedding. I know that's not your thing, Liev, but he would basically, what he would do is he would get a 30-pack of Coors Light, and then he would put a sticker on it. Instead of saying Coors Light, it would say David Light. So then that would make you feel special.
No. We have two specialty drinks that we're going to offer our guests.
Tell us.
Meth and Omicron.
How many
combination.
beers is this? You made it.
That's actually,
Are you on your third beer now? Is that why you made that joke?
it's the diet of everyone.
That one is actually okay to make.
Oh,
okay.
What?
I think we have to
Meth and Omicron.
we have to
Both of
issue.
those things hilarious, as and anybody who has suffered from them could tell you. A big laugh riot.
Oh God.
Well done, Will.
I'm sorry you suffered from meth.
Yeah, well,
Listen,
clearly
I got out of it.
Yeah, eventually.
All this time we're
so-
talking about P90X, but we know it was really meth.
Yeah, all that weight loss.
Oh,
You
good
look
though.
so
It was
good.
Cocaine. He got the workout regimen from Pain and Gain.
Who was what was the product that the Sean T? What was that was the
Insanity.
infomercial you were in, right? Was Insanity?
Insanity, yeah.
Your
And
body
this-
still look like that,
Not quite that lean, but we're trying.
but there.
yeah.
I
Damn.
mean, you'd still definitely get a chub if he walked out of the shower accidentally, not knowing.
I'm getting one right now looking at him.
Good.
Yeah.
You can't see what
I
I'm doing
mean-
underneath this.
Even with all that gray.
I know you can't tell right now. Looks okay. I want the Mr. Fantastic. I want the original
The
Nick
Reed
Fury.
Richards. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think
That'd be pretty slick.
that. Yeah, that's a very distinguished look if you can get that
Right.
We've done almost an hour, and really we've just talked about a lot of our interpersonal nonsense. But I think that the holidays are a time for that. Coltrane, you're back amongst family, so I assume there's no travels unless you want to go hang out with a raccoon in Arkansas. That I understand
raccoon.
misses you very much.
I mean, it's funny because, of course, I am going to Arkansas, just not during Christmas. I'm going after
Oh.
Christmas.
Fair.
Yeah.
Duh.
But, I mean, my aunt was just up here for Thanksgiving, so this is how things play out now. So yeah, I will be driving back down to Arkansas. I don't mind the drive. The drive's fine, but it's the Arkansas part that I'm not thrilled with. And I told my aunt
Yeah, it
multiple
didn't-
times that she needs to.
It didn't
leave.
go well the last time that you went down there, but you'll be local. And I mean, my Christmases are always local because my wife's family's here. We are going to take the kids out to Lake Arrowhead. We're going to go to Santa's Village, and I guess we'll check in and make sure that the working conditions are OSHA appropriate and that the elves are being given enough breaks. And that's really why we're going. We're going to make sure that that Santa's Village is really compliant with all federal regulations. So
You're gonna
I
force
think-
your two kids to become elves to give the other ones a break? Jesus, Christian,
Look.
you're a monster.
This
Look.
is when he's peeing with the headset on. We did reach it finally.
I
did
told
it.
you 4. It's 3.
It's
I know.
3. Well, that's because you're getting older now. Yeah.
I mean,
but,
really, it's because he can't count, but that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And Captain EO, Jeff, I know that you're with family, or are your mom and stepdad taking yet another cruise? It's like they're trying to catch a communicable disease.
Yeah, they're on a cruise. One
Right
that
now?
was they're on one. They're on a 45-day
joking.
one right now that was heading to South Africa and got canceled. So then they ended up on a new cruise that's going from like Italy to Miami because they want to die very much.
Well,
very,
that's why
very
they're going
much.
to Miami. And I'm not quite sure what Liev was doing there. Oh, he's turning off his mic and his camera. So clearly he was moved by some of the descriptions of the shape that Will is in right now. And we'll know when he's back and able to. It's interesting because he stayed connected while he went and took a leak, but now he's turned off the camera. So I can only wonder, what is he doing right now that he can't share it with us? And the real question, I'll ask you first, Coltrane. Do we want to know? Do we really want to know what he's doing, or perhaps we don't?
No. I mean,
Masturbating.
because we all know, so we don't need to actually like visualize it. But we know.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think that it's worth noting that I made an attempt to get some other members of the Bladtcast family to join us for this time around, and was unsuccessful in that it's easy for some people to find better things to do. So case in point, our friend Zia, I guess, somehow found something better to do, and that is post on her OnlyFans. So if you would like to find Zia Land, that's, I believe, how you find her, but you can just go Zia_land. I believe that she and I will do a show. I'll be in New York and New Jersey in early January. So she probably just felt like, I'm going to do that dumb show in person. And really, obviously, clearly better things to do than spend any time with us. And I don't know. Should I have not gone through her Instagram until Liev came back? Because I just want to make sure everybody knows he is not with us. He's just because I took him off the screen. He is definitely taking a little break. He's taken 5, and well, I think I'm gonna just pull from what he said before, and just assume that this is a smoke break. Will, you've had a cigarette or two with Liev. Do you feel like that's a pretty safe bet?
Yeah, I'd usually wait until things were over and then I'd have mine, but he doesn't have that kind of willpower.
Well, I think he has
willpower.
He has to.
She didn't mean that, but it's
where there's a
arguably.
you, there's a way.
That's right. Paul Stanley wrote that.
He wrote that in his book to you, that he didn't write people. And now Liev is actually gone, but I kind of figured that that's how it would end. He would turn off his camera, and no, he's back now.
Oh.
We weren't sure that you were ever going to join us again.
No, sorry. Taylor called and it kicked me off.
Oh, okay. And did you answer? Did you answer by saying, "I was just kidding. I'm not smoking"?
She's watching live.
Oh my God. Okay. Gotta go.
Well, you missed when I was trying to explain that my friend Zia, who is a regular on the Bladtcast, is not
gross. Ew, I don't even see her.
Yeah, I mean, she clearly found better things to do, but people can find her only on OnlyFans. Go figure. And I keep telling her that what she really needs to, whatever the feet only equivalent of OnlyFans is, I was just like, that's where the real money is made. You know, just post pictures of feet and whatnot. Coltrane, have you ever considered joining anyone's OnlyFans? You know, making maybe a one-time donation, you know, a way to support the community. Or is it just that there's enough free porn out there?
In a previous, I was going to say, as I pointed out in a previous episode, you can just go to Reddit, and all the girls that are on OnlyFans, like, all post like nudes on Reddit, so that you'll to pay for their nudes on OnlyFans. So I just like skip the OnlyFans part and just like check them out on Reddit.
Yeah, well, that's good. I think that
more cost effective.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think that we need to be budget conscious when we're doing any kind of self-harm to ourselves. But Liev, why don't you have a Patreon?
No,
a Patreon? Nope, that's not for sex. Patreon is for like diehard fans. I feel like you should have a Patreon.
It's true.
I don't know what Patreon is, and what's the other thing called? Only what?
OnlyFans.
Only.
Oh, well, you'd have to have fans to have an OnlyFans. I mean,
yeah.
Perhaps you could have one called OnlyFan.
See,
I would sign up for
look
that.
at these ideas.
Look, we're just trying to help. Look, you've got a wedding to pay for,
No extra cash
and
before
all you
the
have to
holidays.
do on Patreon is like make people feel like they're important to you, and you would just let them like, you know, like they could have a chat like this, like, yeah, let's just hang out and drink Coors Light, you know.
When's my internet gonna go out?
Is it going to be weird when all the same old women who were like, you know, his biggest fans become age appropriate?
Well, they
A lot of competition.
some of Liev's Facebook friends would get into fights with Will and Jeff because they would say like mean things about you. But they really stand up for you, your supporters. I think that actually you would do very well on Patreon. I think you could do great on OnlyFans, but let's just keep it PG.
We all saw that calendar shoot.
Yeah.
Years ago, yeah.
That was a fundraiser.
Wait a minute.
Listen, you could raise a lot of funds. I'm telling you.
No, and my OnlyFans account is, it's hard to find.
Oh,
Plus,
it's under Cactus Dave.
Not even. It's under Steve.
Just Steve.
Just Steve.
Just Steve.
Great.
Just Steve. I wanted to anyway. I was saying before that we it's Christmas time. We don't need to do a lot of stuff that's ripped from the headlines, but I did want to talk to each of you about. There's video of this Zoom conference call. I believe it was the beginning of this week for a website called Better.com.
I just auditioned for them, and I'm glad that I didn't get it.
Well, if you had gotten it, then you might have been able to be on the call where 900 people got laid off.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because, the CEO is like, the last time I did this, I cried. So I'm
Wait, is that the mortgage company?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have
heard about that? Them? No, we had listeners write in saying they wanted to come on air and talk about it. And I didn't understand it then.
Yeah,
I still don't.
He's a billionaire, and this company has also raised a lot of capital. But they did a Zoom call where they had 900 of their employees on, and they let them know if you're on this call, you're one of the ones that are getting fired.
Didn't the CEO get like a $32 million bonus?
Yes. Well, think of all the money he saved by firing 900 people.
All the more reason not to attend meetings.
Yeah.
Right. Great point.
Yeah.
Wasn't on the call. Not fired, bitch.
Yeah, like I couldn't possibly be fired. It reminds me of you work for Dennis Miller long enough, you find yourself out of work quickly a couple of times in your course of your career. That's just the way it goes for some of us. And the most unceremonious was the first time I worked for him, which was for the CNBC TV show. And that was one where we found out that her show was canceled because CNBC put out a press release talking about the show that was going to take over our time slot. And it was like, we had 2 shows the next day. And, there've been some other things like that, when we all, Jeff wouldn't have been there, but did the other 3 of you, did you all work for Westwood One, then Dial Global, then Westwood One again? And there was the point where they reduced our salaries and they said, well, yeah, but there's so many other people who, are losing their jobs, and I'm like, what do I care about them? Why are you taking my money? I was like, we're supposed to be glad that you didn't fire us.
I was making so little at the time that I probably wouldn't have noticed making less.
Yeah, I think that they took 8. Were you around for that, Liev, or maybe that was before your time?
No. I took a pay cut, but that wasn't the first company that happened, or that I experienced that with.
Well, you've worked in radio consistently for a while, so...
it happened with Clear Channel, which is now iHeart, and it actually happened with Intercom, which is now Odyssey. They like to change their names after they get bad press.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Clear Channel is a perfect example, because Clear Channel became the embodiment of everything that was wrong with 1, corporate America, and 2, radio. That's not the company you work for anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
I work for... I work for...
No. I'm not going to talk about them because
no, and I don't mind speaking honestly about it either. I don't mind speaking about our new company is Odyssey, and previously it was Intercom.
Yeah,
and the reason, and to be fair, that the first 2 times that was, I think, more malicious reasons. This company was a COVID reason. We obviously entertainment mediums weren't making income as much, which is why our company did that same thing. But it still stung. It's like, we're taking a pay cut.
Yeah, no, and so Clear Channel really was, and we certainly were working in radio at the time and dealing with that idea was the name was so bad. They're like, well, what about iHeartRadio, which is, a terrible name, but it's better than like when your name is Satan.
Right.
So they're like, well, how about iHeart?
Why wouldn't they pick Satan?
Yeah,
That's
wow.
crazy.
It's
I'm
pronounced
glad.
Satan.
Yeah, Satan.
It's spelled
Well, no,
with
that's how crazy and corrupt that company was at the time. I don't know if they have new leadership or whatever. I haven't dealt with them in a while.
No, they
But
do. I mean, they also acquired Dial Global, and the reason why Westwood
iHeart did?
At one point, Clear Channel did, and the
Oh.
reason why they went back to the Westwood One name was because Westwood One was a brand that people liked and thought of affectionately. So they're like, well, we're not going to call our radio division Clear Channel. We've got the iHeart app. We're going to have these shows go back. The imaging for our show went Westwood One, Dial Global, back to the Westwood One, and we had all the same bosses. But so, it's a lot of like how you dress things up. Will, I know you have to go momentarily because Chuck the Pup has an audition for better.com, oddly enough.
That's
But
right.
you've usually you've only had a couple of jobs out of college, right? You went from Westwood One into the podcast company you worked for, and then you left them on your terms. So you've never had uncomfortable firings, but as far as I can remember, that so you've kind of dodged that bullet that is very common in radio and podcasting, right?
Yeah, I'm fortunate to have never been let go. I mean, obviously, when Dennis's show ended, there was that thing of being like, "Oh fuck," but then moved over to Podcast One because Stacy from Westwood One called me, and
like that day, Stacy called you, and by the way, not any of the rest of us. She called you. So
I had like 7 hours of panic. But then I was at that place
Because
for
Will is
6 years, and I was miserable for 5.5 of them. So yeah, and that anyway,
and then
it was,
and then you had so much fun working there that you
sucked in Jeff.
convinced other people to go work there. And
Were you miserable at Dennis Miller?
No, it's funny. I had way more fun working on that show, but like I made less money and had less. Like Dennis's show, like I don't know, it was because we were just there for just seems so easy. We'd show up and basically fuck around for a couple hours and then we go home. It was like,
You always came in with a happy disposition. I always felt like you were the happiest out of anybody. Christian would get so mad he would throw tangible objects at my face.
But I was just trying to keep you sharp, you know. And
thank you for that. I've learned so much.
And Will would always be so happy, except for when it was Bladtcast day. He's like, "Oh, I don't get to leave yet."
I mean, I think we all felt like
yeah.
I just remember it'd be like, hey, Ken and I are gonna do Coltrane's Corner real quick. We'll come grab you when you're ready. And I was always like, okay, it's gonna be
look,
2 hours.
There were a lot of things in the corner that we had to get to.
A lot of Daily Mail articles.
Yeah. Well, Will, I want to wish you a belated happy birthday, an early Merry Christmas, and an even earlier Happy New Year. I look forward to. I know that the only Marvel movies you see anymore essentially involve Spider-Man, so you're actually going to go and see Spider-Man.
I've got a Thursday ticket at 3 p.m. I'm seeing it before.
No Way Home.
Yeah. I love that midnight movies have turned into 3 p.m. movies. When you're old like me and Bujensky, that's exactly what you want.
I like when they're on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's even better. Yeah, that's true.
I did see Shang-Chi finally, so that was
Eternals will be on Disney Plus January 12th for
probably skip
people
that one.
Well, not for you, but for everybody.
I'm watching
else.
Hawkeye though. That's fun.
Yeah.
Wait, is Hawkeye good? I know they're on episode 4.
Yeah, episode 4, and
Jeff.
Jeff's saying no.
I think it's shit. I think it's a terrible show.
Will,
I really enjoyed WandaVision and Loki. I loved both of those.
I want to let Will go, but Will, are you enjoying Hawkeye?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's definitely fine. I'm with you on that. It's fine. I preferred Hit Monkey on Hulu. I actually really enjoyed that. I thought that was great. Yeah, that was a Marvel character that I barely knew, that I only knew about because they announced that they were turning into an animated series. But it was a good one. Well, Will, I'm sure that Bladtcast Nation will hear from you soon because we want to know, once you've seen it, is Spider-Man No Way Home fine plus, or possibly some other ranking that doesn't have the word fine in it? You know.
Listen, I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, thank you, and you can be found at Will Sterling _ because you don't even try to get it away from that old man anymore. You just
Nope.
Will Sterling _ for
Yeah, I've
now and
given up.
forever.
I've given up.
You. Well, that's why we're all here on the Bladtcast, because we've all given up in one way, shape, or form.
That's true.
Well, Will, I know that you probably won't see Bujenski again until next year's Christmas special. So, what would you like to say to him?
Enjoy your 40th. Happy 40th birthday right? You're getting
I want to say congratulations on your first newborn, your second born.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
He's just covering all of his bases. Yeah.
You survived cancer. You came back. You lived. This is great. You've done so good.
Listen,
And you got your first movie premiere. You're the star, and I love that.
The Will Tourage. That's
right.
the important thing. And yeah, you know what, Liev, the next time that you're on, let's go ahead and have you have the 3 beers before you come on. Let's just we'll just have you do the pregame. Well, Will Sterling, we will talk to you soon, and thank you for giving us some time, and Godspeed to Chuck the Pup. We hope,
Thank you.
he's
Merry
doing
Christmas
well.
to all of you, and Merry Christmas to all 2 of you Bladtcast listeners.
Oh, that's a terrible thing to say. Oh my God!
Wow.
He's just mad that he had to stop doing the motivation report. You know, and it's just at some point, you know, somebody has to download your thing for it to be worth doing. But that's all right. That's fine. But we were talking about corporate firings, and Coltrane. You know, you were with us when the Dennis Miller show ended, but
Yes.
do you have any particularly memorable / terrible moments for how companies handle these things?
Actually, like, not really. Like, it kind of similar that, you know, like, obviously it kind of sucked when Dennis's show ended, but we kind of knew it was coming. So it was like,
Well,
Supposed to
shocking.
come earlier than later.
Well, we kind of thought that, I mean, it was, I think every indication was that he wasn't going to renew his contract. That's true, because there was a proposal for what he wanted to do in terms of workload. And there were people in the company that kind of wanted to try and meet in the middle. And then the company changed hands again. And then they were like, yeah, let's just put
Let's just
what's his name?
let's just bring on
Let's
the
put Jonathan
gang.
Brandmeier. Let's put Jonathan Brandmeier on all these stations, which I know Farad and Kemi Egan, both in Chicago, I believe. They know Jonathan Brandmeier, and you can think what you want about him as a talent, but Dennis Miller, he was not. So that didn't last very long. That they just were like, yeah, we'll just put a much cheaper host on all those stations, and what could possibly go wrong? You know. And Jeff, I'm consciously not asking you about anything that happened in terms of any places where you used to work that you stopped working, because usually they're infuriating to listen to because of
Meghan McCain.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, but I agree.
Well, you worked with her too, right?
Oh my God, the worst human being in the world.
Wow. You know, Ghislaine Maxwell is in the world.
Meghan McCain is the worst human being in the world.
I think it was
At least Ghislaine, like, you know, lived her life and acted true to herself. Meghan McCain tried to fake it for a little bit. She is the devil.
What were you going to say, Jeff?
I was going to say, I mean, it's an unpopular thing to bring up, but it's like, I felt like the big problem with Meghan McCain was that, like, it was the most misandrist workplace I've ever been in. And that's like something you can't address, because even just using that word makes you sound like a certain kind of person. And yet it was like, that's the perfect way to describe it. It was like everything was about, like, women are being awesome and look at my 2 female producers. And then, like, went out of her way to get rid of David, get rid of that other guy who I can't remember. And then eventually got rid of me. But it was like every guy that was there, they were the reason that the show was failing. It was my fault that she wouldn't listen to the countdown. It was my fault when I told them, don't install a clock. She won't look at it. Like, it's my fault that she wouldn't stop watching TV when the radio show started.
Jeff,
Shit
Jeff,
like that.
she not to interrupt, but she didn't get rid of me. I quit. I told Bill May, I was like, I can't do this. I can't do her show anymore.
Bill
And-
May is another one of those pieces of shit. Like Bill May was one of the worst.
No.
people. Bill May. Bill May texted me, swears like, "Fuck you, you're a piece of shit," because people in Cincinnati refused to do their job. There was like some Comrex thing in Cincinnati where they were supposed to open a certain channel so that this show would go out just to digital only, and they in Cincinnati would not do it. And I had so many calls and meetings or like things telling these people to do it, and then when they wouldn't do it, I would get yelled at. And so I explained, I was like, I can't do anything, and he cussed me out because Bill May, like, every time he was around me, would do the like trying to size up, tell me how he used to be in shape, all this shit where it's just like, I get it. You feel like a sad, saggy old man. Like, fucking leave me alone. I fucking hate people. Like
what I think that we're witnessing in these last couple moments is
frustration.
one of the two of you might possibly try and, you never know, work for someone again, might send them like a reel of some of their on-air work.
I wouldn't, if there was an opportunity I knew he was attached to it, I'd say no. And I would explain like, oh, I know that he's a shitty person and shitty to work with. So I would never subject myself to being a part of a team that he's a part of ever again.
Well, I would like to put that on Jeff's reel. What you just said should go on
pretty
Jeff's
much
reel.
Anybody who is in management at that entire place. Like, it's just, again, every time I get a new training on harassment, be it sexual harassment, be it like hostile workplace, it was all things that were being done to me at that workplace. And it's just, it sucks because now I look at those things and I feel like a stupid idiot, like a fucking idiot for not having stood up for myself and being like, why is everybody at this shitty company doing stuff that is clearly inappropriate, and why don't I have enough self-respect to leave? So that's why I get so pissed off about it, because it sucks and I can't really change the past, so I'm just mad about it.
So Liev, is this a good moment?
So you got that going for you.
What's that?
I said you did learn from it, so you got that going for you. Which is,
you definitely learned, and you know who not to work with. Liev, is this a great moment for you to talk about how happy you are and all the great people you work with, and make sure that everybody knows how happy 2022 David is going to be?
Oh God, that's it. Well, no, I do want to respond to. Look, being in entertainment is complicated. I did not know that Jeff had such a terrible experience with all those people. The only one I had a terrible experience was with Megan McCain. I thought she was so complicated and difficult to work with, and I thought she treated Jeff very poorly.
Well, at least she's easy on the eyes, though.
No, I mean, I don't say no like no, she's hideous. Her physical appearance has nothing to do with it. She just treated people poorly, and I don't think it was just guys. I think she treated her female counterparts too very poorly and disrespectful. She was all like, "Oh, I'm pro women, pro whatever," but it was really in the end all about her. I thought she was very very entitled and very selfish.
Well,
I agree.
That was a slick moonwalk back there. That was like you were sort of cut out, then you had to like kind of back up a little bit. And you did it in a funny way. We caught it.
No, I did. I didn't do anything.
No, you totally did. No, you really did.
That was some Fred Astaire level tap dancing. I loved it.
And where I'm at right now is, there's always going to be complaints, and I certainly have mine about the current company. I also have my compliments. I just, man, Jeff, that sucks to hear. I hate hearing that. I've never heard that before.
Well, that's because you grew apart from all of us. Remember, you said that a little while ago.
No, I didn't say I grew apart. We moved from each other, and we stopped keeping in touch. Yeah. And Christian, I just saw you a couple months ago.
It was in March.
Yeah, a year ago.
That was That was at like a country western bar.
Also,
And-
it was at a time where we're going through like, should we wear a mask? Should we not wear a
Yeah.
mask? Are we okay?
No.
Is COVID going to
And-
hit us? Is COVID,
And
you know?
that was like a pre-vaccination time for all of us, not just some of us. That was a point where you couldn't really like you knew that they were out there, but it was like we're like, yeah, do we wear a mask or what are we supposed to do? And then we went to that place and we went into the bar to get drinks. And we're like, oh, I see. They've got like a band in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Everybody's crammed in, and I'm like, I'm sure there's some regulations in there.
And that's why you and I hung outside the whole time.
We
And
did.
I actually got to, and I actually am grateful for that because you and I were forced, and not so much, we were forced outside, but we weren't forced to talk to each other. And you and I actually got to go into a corner and go like, all right, screw all this. And we got to catch up, which I really appreciated.
And there was only a little bit of hand stuff. Whereas if
Only,
we had gone
no,
inside,
only,
if we'd
but
gone
we
inside,
used
there wouldn't have been any hand
sanitizer.
stuff. Yeah,
We
that's
used
true.
sanitizer.
We did use sanitizer after. And I think that's what we learned during the pandemic. Well, Will and I wanted to get together with you, and hopefully we can see you in the new year. But, well, now I have your mailing address, so I'm just going to come by one day.
Yeah.
Is really what that means.
Come on over. I got a spare bedroom with your name on it.
Ah,
Sorry, I got COVID. That wasn't
past
an
tense.
objective of mine.
No. I mean, I think that, and I think we talked about this the last time you were on. I think that there were some people that, felt like it was an objective. And there was like a picture that after you had, because I know you went on your show and you talked about how you'd gotten COVID. Then there was like a new comment on one of your pictures at a concert. And somebody wrote, must be where you got COVID. And it was weird because it said at Coltrane right next to it. No, just somebody just in general. And I was like, people are so helpful on social media.
Oh
trying
God,
to solve
people are
problems.
brutal.
Yeah.
People are brutal, but you kind of just have to shake your head and smile and laugh it off.
Yeah. But that's why you come here, and this is good-natured brutality. And
it was brutal. I got my. Well, I can't even say it. I'm a company man.
you are a company. I don't.
I got torn another butthole. You know what? I'll go ahead and say that.
All right. I mean, you might get
Wow.
you might have a meeting with corporate on Monday.
I don't think that Christ would have uttered those words.
Well, I'd like to believe that.
I mean, what
that
would
my
Tebow
Jesus,
say? I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, my Jesus would say those words, but Tim Tebow wouldn't. Yeah. Who I guess Tim Tebow's retired from professional sports now. I guess that we've finally reached that era where he's just like you. He's a broadcaster, Liev.
Who's Tim Tebow?
Yeah, that's
I mean, how
really
could
why
you throw him out?
Yeah. I can understand you moving on from Halston Sage because
He's a big-
honestly,
He's a big University of Miami fan now.
Yeah.
Go Canes.
Oh yeah, that's right. When we talked about Norm, that's the book.
Is this
that's
the one he
signed by Norm,
signed?
right? That's the one he signed.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing. Well, gents, and I appreciate you staying through to the end. Will obviously cares more about his dog than he cares about us, but in all honesty, it's probably better that way. I'm sort of splitting the difference. I do care about you guys more than I care about my kids, but I still have to go take them to Mandarin class anyway. But it's always fun to chat.
Why are you taking them to orange class?
Mary's perfectly comfortable where she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great question. It's just
You're teaching them about oranges?
Liev, think about it as Panda Express Academy. That's a way
Oh, God.
you can wrap your head around that. Okay, that's I think how it makes sense to you in your world. But this is always fun to get any configuration of the gang back together, and we've got a lot of movies and TV to talk about in the new year. But Coltrane, for a final thought, are you watching anything new right now that we all need to know about? Because you were in on 90 Day Fiance like years ago before anybody ever talked about it. I only knew what that show was because you told me about it.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I still because I spend so much time with my grandmother now. There's still a lot of Hallmark movies, and they're Hallmark movies. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that you have to see them.
Fair.
Yeah, there was like I caught up on a show called Beyond the Pole, which was about strippers. Shocking.
Oh.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I thought it was about Christmas.
I actually thought it was about Lech Walesa.
The North Pole.
Yeah, that's
I
what it
love the
was.
North Pole.
Yes. See, I see how you judoed that into something that was family friendly. That's cool.
Here, Liev, I'm sorry, Coltrane, here's
Yeah.
what's going to help me determine whether or not I'm interested in Beyond the Pole. What outlet is it for? Is it a uncensored streaming site?
No, because
Okay, I'm not
I
interested.
don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
officially
yeah.
not interested.
I miss
Yeah,
the
I mean,
days of HBO at night when you would see like daytime strippers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
not-
Skinamax was the best.
Skinamax was the best. Not for you, Liev. Obviously, you've never seen adult content in your life.
JC Penney catalogs.
Wow. I mean,
That's
now
it.
you're talking.
That's where it was at.
Yeah. You
had to start
misspoke.
somewhere.
Men's section exclusively.
Hey, it's 2022 almost. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So Beyond the Pole, we'll have to look for that. And Farad Muhammad, our pal, strongly suggests Southside on HBO Max, especially the second season. And I know that the reason he's suggesting that is because he's an extra in that season.
Oh,
he
that's
caught
cool.
up on The Expanse on Amazon Prime. And we appreciate the feedback from literally everyone who is joining us in the chat, but especially for the gang. Coltrane, you just completely off that Twitter account that we had. So if people want to direct any comments, questions, concerns to Coltrane, just send it to me at Christian DMZ. That seems like the only way that people can get to you at this point.
That's basically it. I do have to say, I feel so much better not being like on Twitter, not being on like social media. It is definitely helpful in like clearing your mind and actually being able to like relax and, live life. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. See, then there's others of us who need constant validation of ourselves as self-worth.
Yeah, Jeff.
Well, no, it's me. I'll go through the dozens and dozens of hate just to find the one shred of half a compliment that I find once in a while. It's worth it to me. But Jeff, you have social media, but you don't use it. You have Jeff Duray. You have Duray Jeff. Duray Jeff does more than you do, I think, right?
I'm sure somebody does something. I don't do anything.
Yeah.
I gave up on that because it was like, first of all, I don't talk to any of these fucking people, and I don't care about their lives, and I don't want to be like. The reason I kind of moved away from all of it was like a year ago in the pandemic, when it's like you'd see something on Facebook and then suddenly you're like, I should hate this person because they said something about something, and I'm just like, why am I wasting any of my energy feeling any type of way about somebody I'm not going to talk to, no matter what? And it was just killing me inside. So I'm just like, forget it. And honestly, I'd say over the last year of not ever going on Facebook, like barely ever. I mean, I had done Twitter for a little bit and then got rid of that. I'll scroll through Instagram, but that's because I don't read any fucking comments or anything. And that's about it. And I'm much happier for it. Because again, being it's the same thing too, where it was like, I already always hated the things that people do. It's like, oh, there's a trend now, then let's all do a video of ourselves like pouring ice on our head. Aren't we so included? Like, fucking no, I don't want to be included anymore. Like, I'm happier not being a part of it. Fear of being a part of it. That's my new thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Opposite of FOMO.
Fear of inclusion. And what Liev is afraid of is actually a Public Enemy album, but I won't say what it is. But Liev, your culture got it. Liev, you of course love those Insta likes. You're with me. I see you embrace them. I love your stories. I love to know what you're up to. I feel like we keep in touch. because of Instagram. You know,
no. Social media is a dangerous place, especially the past 2 years, and both Coltrane and Jeff hit on it. I'm sure Will would have too. It's everybody's so split, and you feel one way or the other. You're going to see that other side that disagrees with you, and that can like just constantly like, hit you and grow your anger. And it's hard to avoid when you're so active on social media, and that's something certainly I avoided. I'm still struggling with. I'm just trying to just be happy, and fortunately I have good people in my life, and they keep me smiling, but I got to be careful of all that negativity.
Well, that's why we're gonna go sit on the patio at Rock and Brews and not have the microphones on, and then
I would love that. Let's do it.
So
I would love to see all of you.
And you don't want to.
Coltrane's like
Coltrane dropping the mic. I love it.
Peace.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm out.
He's like, there's no way. Yeah, no, I was just making sure he didn't text me something that I forgot. But that was Will earlier. Will's like, I gotta go. But I actually have to go. So Liev, you don't want us to tell people where to find you. You just want this audience to find you when you're on here, right?
Oh, I don't care. It's at David Bujensky, at Radio David on Facebook.
And Radio David, yeah. So give them likes, give them hearts. It's the holiday season, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Thank you to everyone for another fun-filled year of Bladtcasting. We always appreciate it. Next week, you'll get an interview that I did like a month or two ago. I spoke with musician John Waite, and we had a great conversation. We think we're supposed to talk for 20 minutes. We talked for 55. And when celebrities do that, that's what makes me feel important. When I make you guys talk for an extra 35 minutes, I've just tricked you, really. But when I can keep celebrities longer, and I feel like I've made something of myself. And then, of course, we'll be spending a lot of time talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. Jeff, do you have tickets yet, or you'll get around to it when you're ready to see it?
It's when my parents are gone, I don't really go to the movies because somebody's got to stay with the dog. So
that's fair.
It makes it hard.
All right. Well, after they come back from their cruise, we'll talk about it. In any case, thank you.
I have one more thing to say.
Absolutely. You forgot.
I have a machine gun now. Ho, ho, ho.
Because that's a Christmas movie. And see, we've all come full circle from right where we started.
I thought he was serious at first, and I got a little scared.
I know. I was like, what happened?
He's definitely not visiting.
Thank you to everybody. We will see you next time on the Bladtcast.